The French Quarter swallowed the final hours of Fat Tuesday in a storm of music, torchlight, and masked faces. Julien Dubois waited in a narrow alley off Conti Street, listening to the parade rumble pass like a living machine. His scar burned under his hat brim. Madame Zora's arrest for the 7th murder could not be the truth, and Chief Grayson's sudden certainty only made the case smell more rotten. Tommy Russo arrived late, carrying regret as visibly as his trumpet case. He had once betrayed Julien to protect his family, but fear and guilt had finally sent him back. He spoke in a low voice about a bootlegger tunnel beneath the quarter, a hidden passage used by Devereaux's men. If the murders were connected to that tunnel, then the killer had been moving through the city unseen for weeks. Julien did not trust him, but he trusted the pattern. Together they pried open a rusted grate and descended into damp stone darkness. The tunnel stretched under the old city like a buried vein. Crates marked with Devereaux's shipping seal lined the walls, and every brick seemed to carry the smell of stale liquor, mud, and old secrets. Tommy led him through the maze, naming the exits one by one. Jackson Square, Pirates Alley, Rampart Street. Each location matched a murder scene. Julien felt the case tightening around him as if the city itself had been hiding the killer in plain sight. When they reached a side chamber, they found burlap sacks filled with papier-mâché masks, painted red and gold, each stamped with a crescent moon. Julien held one up and saw at once what it meant. The same masks had covered the victims. The same symbol had appeared in every lie, every arrest, every false trail. Beneath the sacks was a ledger listing a final delivery to Magnolia's End, marked for that night. Not a warehouse, but a sanctuary for the order. The murders were never random. They were steps in a ritual. Then came the sound of boots in the tunnel. Julien killed the lantern and dragged Tommy behind a stack of crates. Voices approached, low and urgent, too disciplined to be drunks and too careful to be police. Someone was searching the passage. Devereaux's men, or perhaps men wearing a badge for cover. Julien waited until the footsteps passed, then forced Tommy back toward the grate. They escaped into the alley just as a distant flashlight beam swept the tunnel walls behind them. Outside, the parade was still roaring, bright and careless, as if the city had no idea how close it stood to disaster. Julien pocketed a mask and the ledger page. The evidence was enough to expose the tunnel, the smuggling, and the connection to the murders. But it also changed the shape of the night. The final ritual was real, the trap was waiting, and someone inside the city's power structure was helping set it. Tommy looked shaken, but honest for the first time. He told Julien he was done lying, done running, and done choosing fear over truth. Julien believed only part of that. Still, he needed the tunnel map, and Tommy had given it. As Julien stepped back toward the noise of Mardi Gras, he understood the danger with perfect clarity. The killer was not hiding in the dark anymore. The killer was preparing in the light, behind masks, beneath music, and inside the city's own buried veins. By midnight, the French Quarter would either be saved, or become the last stage of the Order's ritual.